You know, the story is so emotional because it really touches everyone in the same way. It's about a young child, and she's on a journey, basically, which is the story of Viaggio. And she comes into this world, and she's very curious, like any child, and she meets these amazing people who guide her through her journey to find, you know, what's really within her the whole time.
The use of puppetry and masks, which is an age-old art form, of course, that stems from the Commedia, but how we integrate that into the characters who develop through the show, telling a story that is really quite inspiring. And it's an art form that audiences connect to. They've seen it for years. They've seen stories told this way. And every time it results in a standing ovation. So we know we're touching people. When we first started this show in the early 90s, there really were no other traveling CiRCo shows except the one big one. And I think it's very clear that, you know, people often would confuse us or compare us, let's just say. And it wasn't interesting to us, actually. We were highly motivated to develop almost a new identity through this. And so what we did is took something old and made it new again. Much the way you could say that the great composers, the Verdis and the Puccinis of the time that were taking Commedia elements and integrating that into their operas. We wanted to take some of that and integrate that into a CiRCo type of performance. And it does create moments that the audience really connect to.
What attracted me to Il CiRCo was basically that there's many CiRCo style shows out there, but the Commedia dell'arte twist was really unique. And it seemed like something that I could pitch in a whole new way.
It's an alternative to programming because there's not a lot of things that are specifically good for family, as well as being something that is really good for people of all cultures.
The house was full both times, people from age 2 all the way up to in their 90s.
Our show was packed. We did 5 performances of it, I believe. Every single one of them was sold out. The audience loved it, and I have to say, as a presenter, there's a number of different quality things that we look for. I mean, obviously the acts were great, but the costuming was really, really good as well. And how the pace of the show actually moved was really good as well. So much so that, you know, on every individual night, you know, people were giving it a standing ovation. When
your patrons call you and write you letters saying how good it was, how much they enjoyed it, how much their kids enjoyed the show. And then at the end of the show, when you actually look into your house and you've just purchased this show and you see that every one of your patrons is standing up and clapping, that's where the show works.
It is a testament to the quality of the show, the fact that we have basically a waiting list to be in the show. We audition at least once a year around the entire United States, always otherwise on the lookout as well for someone we might see somewhere, whether it's at a CiRCo competition in Europe or elsewhere, to find the best talent that's out there for our show.
My name is Evgeny. Ivan Flores.
Dino Dos Santos.
Nikolai Melnik.
Dylan.
Sveta. Tanya Sinchikhina.
And where are you from?
Russia.
Yeah, what act are you going to be doing?
Hand balancing, Russian swing, maybe trampoline.
Any new challenges with this show?
I think so. I mean, the Russian swing, which is one of the highlights of the show, is probably going to be the most exciting to watch. I'm originally from Central Mexico, Guadalajara. I've been doing, like, say, gymnastics since I was 6. I stopped competing in '95 and been doing showbiz since then.
Where are you guys from?
Russian. Originally?
Yes.
Moscow.
Yes, I come to America. I worked before like flight trapeze actor. So now me and my partner Nikolai work together very hard.
My background is CiRCo school. I did everything, you know. Chinese pools, high bar, Russian swings,
right.
Teeterboard act.
Hand balance.
Hand balancing, right. Hand balancing act.
It's a very positive message that I think is really important, especially in this time of day. It's got that goosebumping moment at the end, which people, I think, love to have that experience, that escape in the theater. And it's a real happy show. The main character of the show kind of has learned through this whole process, not too differently than what we have learned from the process of developing this show, that, you know, it's a journey. It's a viaggio. We call it viaggio. It was our viaggio. This story was developed over a very long period of time, and it was very heartfelt, and it's very real.
It's the relationship of the people in your life and the people that you meet along your life journey that make it so special and wonderful, and you learn things about yourself from these other people. And in the show, it's these other characters that she meets along the way that really make her grow inside and teach her about herself. And at the end, she, you know, becomes this new person from what she has learned from meeting these amazing people in the show.
We've had 2 leads in the show that we started training when they're 4, not really tough stuff till they're 6, and they entered the show when they were 6.5 to 7 years old. So talk about a journey. We've seen them now grown up and they're in college. And like the story of the show, we have come full circle. We have, in every sense of the word, become a family, which is very, very wonderful personal journey we've been on with the show.